What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Fantasy Puck video. I'm your host, Mike, and today's video is going to be the Week 2 must-add players video. So these are permanent players to add on your team depending on your roster size. I'm going to give you 5 players that are 20% owned or more. This is more for 10 to 12 team leagues. And then players that are 20% owned or less for the 14 plus team leagues, more of the deeper league type of guys. Guys, we are just 600 subs away from 5,000. We're closing in on that number, so make sure you hit that subscribe button before the video starts. If you enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like, guys, and make sure to follow us on Twitter at fantasy_puck. If you want access to all of our premium in-season tools, our trade analyzer is a big hit during the season, head over to our Patreon. Without further ado, let's jump into the must-add players for Week 2 video. Starting with the must-add players, 20% rostered or more, we have Dylan Strome of the Washington Capitals. So I went and looked at the game notes yesterday for the Capitals-Bruins game. I'm recording this on October 13th, so bear with me. They do play tonight against the Leafs, so my eyes will be on them a little bit more as I will be watching the game. But it did look like Strome was the third highest minutes for forwards on the team, and he played over 5 minutes on the team's top power play unit. He seems to be filling the void for Nicholas Backstrom in the early going. We know Backstrom's hurt. Dylan Strome is a perfect playmaking presence to help Ovechkin on that top power play unit. Not that he needs it, but adding a passing touch there in Dylan Strome is very beneficial. So when adjusting Strome's minutes, he played over 18 minutes last game with the Capitals. He becomes a 50-plus point player. He's rostered in just 25% of leagues. If you're in a goals and assists league, strictly points, Strome is definitely worth an add in that league. Moving on, Artturi Lehkonen. Oh my God, I love this guy. Please tell me you guys added him before the game. His ownership percentage went up 11% after that game against Chicago. Obviously, Colorado dominated that game. They outshot them 35-17. And Lehkonen played a huge role in the win. He had 2 goals, both on the power play, and a power play assist for 3 points. Left wing, right wing, eligible. He's skating on the top line. He's skating on the top power play unit, and he's just 60% owned on Yahoo. Like, for a guy on Colorado to play in the top 6, especially alongside Rantanen and McKinnon, and on that team's top power play unit, he should be over 75% owned. So I'm going to keep recommending this guy until his ownership goes up. I have him in 4 of my 6 leagues, so I did pretty well last night. Moving on, we have Oliver Bjorkstrand of the Seattle Kraken. So what you want to look for early on is how many minutes players are playing, where they're playing those minutes, and how they're doing on the ice. And in the first look with Bjorkstrand in their game against Anaheim, not only did Seattle dominate, but Bjorkstrand had a big part in this game. 1 goal, 7 shots. He's skating in the top 6. He's playing on that top power play unit, and he's just 25% rostered on Yahoo. I mean, if you're in a 14-team league and this guy's available, you're getting a first-line winger with power play 1 opportunity. He is definitely a must-add player. If you've watched this channel since inception back in 2020, he was one of my favorite players when he was on Columbus. And honestly, going into this year, I didn't really know what he was going to play like in Seattle. And, you know, I don't think 21 minutes is fully sustainable. I think we project him for a little over 18, which I think is what's going to end up happening as the season progresses. But in the first look, if this guy's getting 20-plus minutes, he becomes a must-add player in 12-plus team leagues. Rickard Rakell of the Pittsburgh Penguins, our next player up here. He was in this video last week and is going to be in this video again this week because I just want to reiterate my love for Rickard Rakell. So he's left wing, right wing eligible, just 38% owned over on Yahoo. And it looks like he is going to be playing on the first line with Pittsburgh. So I'm recording this video on October 13th. They do play tonight, so I'm going to keep a close eye on this. But Rakell has really high shot volume upside. He has very good hit upside. So it gives him a pretty strong floor, and he's going to be skating alongside Crosby and Rust. Another thing I want to mention is that this Pittsburgh top 6 has a ton of injury problems. Rust, Malkin, Crosby, Gensel, they all have injury history. And that means Rakell is going to be the next guy up to play on the top power play unit. So Rickard Rakell is definitely worth rostering in 12-plus team leagues. I think we're going to see his ownership go up quite a bit in the next couple of weeks, especially when he starts producing. The last guy on this list, and someone I mentioned in preseason, Martin Fehervary of the Washington Capitals. This guy is a poor man's Radko Gudas, and Radko Gudas might even become a poor man's Martin Fehervary. So he ended the season last year 3rd in hits amongst all players in the league. second amongst defensemen behind only Radko Gudas. And in his first game, he had 10 hits. Like, come on. This guy is an absolute beast. He's playing top pair minutes with John Carlson, and he did lead the Capitals defenseman in 5-on-5 minutes last game. 20% rostered. His roster ownership percentage is going up really high right now. If you have hits as a category in your league, this guy is a must roster player. We are now jumping on to the must add players at less than 20% ownership. So most of these guys, we didn't really know their true deployment going into the season, especially in the preseason. They were kind of moving around, and there is some very good upside with all 5 of these guys. So first, Yegor Chinakhov of the Columbus Blue Jackets, left wing, right wing eligible, and 4% rostered over on Yahoo. So the reason why I'm recommending him here, not only did he lead the preseason in goals, but now he could be given the opportunity to play in the top 6. So Patrick Laine went down with an injury yesterday, and I wanted to go look this morning and see who filled in his role. And to my surprise, it was Yegor Chinakhov. So he's playing alongside Boone Jenner and Johnny Gaudreau. This guy's a sniper. He's known for goal scoring, and he's going to be playing alongside Johnny Gaudreau. So the upside is definitely there for him. At just 4% ownership in those deeper leagues, he's definitely going to be available on your waiver wire. And if you're in a dynasty league, definitely give this guy a look. Martin Necas of the Carolina Hurricanes. This is more of Chris's boy. He loves him, but he is playing in the top 6. He's playing alongside Svechnikov and Kotkaniemi on that second line. 3 points in his first game. He was third on the Hurricanes in terms of 5-on-5 minutes. He played over 17 minutes last game, and he's just 12% rostered on Yahoo. So, I mean, you guys know I love players that play on very good teams. Carolina is arguably a top 3 team in the league. Leave a comment below if you think so. I think they're actually the second best team in the league. And so if you're in plus-minus leagues, this guy's going to really help out your plus-minus. He was extremely good 2 years ago, did have a down year last year, a little bit less minutes. But if he's playing 17 minutes a game and he's getting power play 2 deployment, I really like the long-term outlook here for Necas. Moving on, Max Domi of the Chicago Blackhawks. I can't believe I'm recommending this guy, but I think any player that's playing alongside Patrick Kane and playing on the top power play unit, he should be owned in deeper leagues. So Max Domi, he doesn't have center eligibility yet, but he might be the first guy to get all 3. He's playing center right now, and he has left wing, right wing. I don't even know if you can get all 3. Let me know in the comments if you can have all 3 positions, or if you guys know of a player that has that right now. But Domi skating alongside Patrick Kane, an 80, 90-point player, one of the best playmakers in the league, and he's playing that team's top power play. You know, Chicago's going to struggle a lot this season. Plus-minus leagues, I probably wouldn't be owning Domi, but if you're looking for a deep league guy to give you some goals and assist upside, Domi's your guy. Moving on down now to Riley Smith of the Vegas Golden Knights. He was a player I had in my waiver wire targets video, and I did say he could be a long-term hold depending on how he does in the team's first game. So he is playing on power play 1. He's skating alongside Jack Eichel, and he had an assist and 6 shots in his first game, including 3 high-danger chances. Now, if this Vegas team stays healthy, and they can stay healthy for the whole season, Riley Smith is going to have a very, very good year. You saw what Jack Eichel did over in Buffalo with Jeff Skinner. He turned him into a 40-goal scorer. He turned Victor Olofsson into an extremely good player, and now a lot of eyes are on him. I think we're going to see the same thing here for Riley Smith. So it is important to note that Marchessault was playing on the third line last game with William Karlsson. I don't think that affects Riley Smith at all. Marchessault's a left winger. Riley Smith's a right winger. I think if anything, you're going to see Kessel move down the lineup and Marchessault move up, which makes this line even better. But again, you're getting a first-line player on a very good Vegas team, plays on that top power play unit, the better power play unit on Vegas, and at just 16% owned, he's probably going to be available in those 12 to 14 team leagues. Lastly, this is the deepest guy I could have added in here that I think will have a decent amount of upside moving forward. Kaiden Guhle of the Montreal Canadiens at just 2% ownership over on Yahoo. So Michael Matheson is hurt to begin the season. I thought he was going to be for sure the number 1 guy. I thought for sure he was going to be the number 1 power play guy, but he's hurt. And Kaiden Guhle took a big step last night in his first NHL game against the Leafs. Played 23 minutes. He added a couple hits. And I think in the long term, you're going to see this guy play a bunch of minutes, and he's very good for your bangers leagues. It's hard to give him a projection, but any defenseman playing that many minutes with a size like Kaiden Guhle, who his game is revolved around playing the body, blocking shots, not allowing zone entries, and that's what you saw last night against the Leafs. There were so many instances where you saw Marner, Mulligan, Nylander, sometimes Nylander in the corner, and Kaiden Guhle was bodying them out and getting the puck out of the zone. So Kaiden Guhle is a very good bangers defenseman. Not someone I would look to add for goals and assists, but someone more to give you those peripherals on the back end. Thank you for watching the Week 2 Must Add Players video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.